Hey folks, and welcome to War Thunder with Flying Dodo. Before we start this video, I'd like to apologize for my recent inactivity on YouTube and in War Thunder. Long story short, I had 2 weeks of crappy games, and then my work schedule went batshit, and I had no time to play War Thunder, let alone make videos. My 10-minute videos that have commentary can take quite a few hours to make, which I seldom had time to work on, and when I did, I just didn't have the energy. My work schedule has calmed down again, and I hope to pick the pace back up to 1 or 2 videos a week. Today's video is not about the G2 or any particular plane, but about teamwork and more specifically baiting. The tactics used in this video can be used in any fighter plane, and I hope to help people new to the game or who are unfamiliar with certain team tactics who may be playing with friends and a voice communication system defeat the enemy team using classic bait maneuvers. In this video, I'm flying out with my buddy Captain Heiser, whom you've seen in other videos I've posted. But the difference is that he's finally gotten voice communication gear so that we can communicate with each other much more efficiently. I didn't record the in-game voices, but will point out when and where we exchanged important information. Captain Heiser had flown out his G2 Trop with gun pods in this match, and I'm flying out my premium G2 without gun pods. Let's move on to the match. The Cap and I had climbed to about 6 kilometers, but most of the action was happening a bit lower. Captain Heiser had told me he was going for the Spitfire and to keep the boomerang off his 6. Cap makes his move on the Spit and I dive on the boomerang to keep him occupied. Cap doesn't get a firing solution and I just spray a few machine gun shells at the boomerang. Cap and I communicate to each other that we are extending away from the first encounters to regain some altitude and speed for another run. We form up a little closer and notice that both the boomerang and the Spitfire seem to be focusing on me, so I tell Cap that I'm going to extend and see if I can get them to follow me and set them up for him. You'll see in the rest of this match that we use this tactic, baiting nearly the whole time to take down enemy pilots. With voice communications, it's much easier to let each other know when you're playing bait and for your squad mates to let you know what's going on near you while using these tactics. The Spit and the boomerang, following my bait, don't seem to notice Cap until he's within firing range. It's too late for the Spit, and Cap's 20s destroy him. Cap has set himself up for a run on the boomerang as well right out of the engagement with the Spit. Cat opens up, blows some parts off the boomerang, and the pilot gives up and jays out. Maybe they tunnel visioned and didn't see him, but this is exactly how a good bait works. I've turned around to come back to the fight, but it's unneeded, so I look for new targets. I let Cap know I'm headed for the low-flying P-51. Cap turns back towards me to help with the engagement. The P-51 and I maneuver around each other, trying to gain the upper hand. I'm not too worried about the P-51's maneuverability, but I don't want to spend any time in front of this P-51's 4 20mm cannons. Cap has been keeping an eye on the enemy planes around me and keeping me updated. He lets me know there's an F-4U moving in behind me as well, so I'll need to keep an eye on it while Cap runs interference. Cap flies in and causes the P-51 to break from his maneuvering with me, and he makes a break for it, trying to escape, which will give me the opportunity I need to get behind him. A squad mate making a pass from a different direction will often help to get the enemy in a good position for you. I finally loop around onto the P-51-6, open up with my machine guns, which I'm using stealth ammo with, and get a pilot snipe. Cap tells me to begin evasive maneuvers as the F-4U was close enough to start firing on me, and I did take a hit from one of his 50 cals. I was moving fast enough to open up a little gap between us, but he's taken the bait and I let Cap know I'm pulling him out for him to attempt a pass on the F-4U. The F-4U gets wise and takes action to avoid Captain Heiser. This gives me an opportunity to turn straight back around and engage the F-4U as well. The F-4U passes under Cap so that he can't get a firing solution on him, and Cap extends out the other side in a slight climb as I let him know I'm setting up for a pass on the F-4U. The F-4U turns and attempts a head-on with me. I spray a little bit but disengage at about 1 kilometer. Cap lets me know that the other Spit I spotted down low earlier is joining the fight. The F-4U extends from the head-on pass. I'm pretty sure I could catch him, but the new Spit is slotted onto my 6 at a little closer range than I like, so I make a quick dive to the deck to help keep speed up and try to set him up for Captain Heiser. I've put both screens up here now as too much happens too quickly to give a clear picture of this part of the fight without doing so. The Spit is spraying at me at a bit too much of a distance to be accurate, and I'm making very small horizontal and vertical movements to throw him off his aim while keeping speed up to give Cap a chance to shoot him. Cap has been communicating with me the whole time, relaying his speed and time to intercept. Now that Cap's in range, the Spit breaks from the chase as he sees Cap dive on him. Cap lets me know the Spit is broken off and that the F-4U is now on his 6. I turn and loop to now use Cap's bait of the F4U. Cap is stringing him out and barrel rolling to keep speed somewhat up and make himself a more difficult target, while hoping the F4U pilot will tunnel vision on him so that I can take him out. I slot in behind the F4U and begin to fire, but I'm not leading enough. I was afraid here that my bad aim would get Captain Heiser killed. Cap gets him into a climb to expose more of the plane to my shots, and I finally line up and take him down. The Spit has joined the fight and is on my 6. I'm at a low energy state now and could potentially be an easy target. I avoid his shells and, performing an Immelman, attempt to bring him into a good position for Cap to make his move. Cap is in the wrong position for it though, and the Spit follows me around. Cap finally gets in behind him again and we try to string him out. Our teammate, Live to Fly, also has joined us in the game of bait and switch and makes good use of my straight line evasive maneuvers. It's taken a while for Cap and our non-squatted teammate to take this Spit down, and I've taken some damage. Cap and our teammate finally make some contact, and while both Cap and Live to Fly get hits, our teammate gets the kill and Cap gets an assist. Using voice chat to communicate enemy positions and our own actions, such as extending after a pass to bait an enemy, and whether we are close enough to take that bait, has allowed us to take out 5 of the enemy with a little help from our teammate Live to Fly. Keeping an enemy focused on yourself so your teammates or squad mates can make use of those baits, and keeping yourself in a position to return the favor is an extremely efficient way to whittle down the number of enemy planes with reduced risk. Usually when Captain Heiser and I squad up to fly, I tend to take the point position, but in this match Cap took point and I took the supporting wingman position. During our bait tactics we switched back and forth between bait and kills with some very nice results. At this point in the game there is only one enemy plane left, and we assume it's a bomber when we look at the scoreboard and see his ground kills. We fly off looking for him, so I'm going to fast forward here. As Captain Heiser and Live to Fly move in for the kill, I notice that the poor guy has 2 AIs on him as well. I find this mechanic ridiculous. The guy is already facing 3 fighters by himself, and for no good reason they throw 2 more AI G2s on his ass. At least the AIs crash into each other. Thankfully, this feature happens only on Ruhr as far as I know, but I've been the victim of this bullshit as the last plane alive on my team as well, and it needs to be removed. Cap takes down the SB2C and the game is won. I hope you've enjoyed this short tutorial on baiting and hope that you can make good use of this tactic to good effect. Thanks and have a great day.